everyone. This is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today, we are going to discuss what is its impact, what is important of a digital tool in today's market situation. So the digital tool is really important, and we'll able to get through in the session with a case study which deals with the digital tool also, so we can understand what is its actual importance of a digital tool in a business module. So my first scenario comprises of there are two friends whose name is Bob and David who have their own business in tours and travel. In this scenario, Bob is earning less, whereas David is earning more. So the reason behind of this difference between that Bob is earning less and David is earning more, because the Bob is earning a traditional way of doing the things, whereas David is using a digital tool to help their customers and to grow his business more and more. So when Bob is trying this traditional method, it's a lot of time consumption. He is not completing the requests or the complaints on time, and and in today's world, the customer doesn't wait for that much time to complete their request. So that's why Bob is struggling to complete all the requests and the complaint and the queries, whereas Bob is doing this work very instantly. And with this help of this digital tool, he is able to complete all the requests, all the query of the customers on time and very instantly. That is why the customers for the David's business is really happy with his service, and they are giving more and more business to David, and his business is growing smooth. Whereas Bob is earning less and he is using the traditional way of method, and that is making a lot of time consumption, and he is not able to finish all the request, complaint, query of the customers on time. Now, in my next slide, we will understand what is the difference between these two methods. So in a traditional method, we have more and more manpower is involved, the time consumption is more, the costing is very high, the processing is very slow, and the chances of errors are very, very high. But whereas in a digital method, the manpower is very less involved, the time consumption is very less, the costing is very low, the processing is a faster, and it has more and more accuracy in this digital tool when we are trying to use this tool in a business model into according to this market situation. My next slide comprises of how do you define digitalization when we are talking about to define it. So the digitalization tool comprises of four pillars, that is the technology, data, process, and the organizational change. So when we are talking about these four pillars, so when we are talking about the technology usually creates a new, or it implements or modify the existing technology in a business module to make it more and more transparent for the business owners as well as for the customers. Second is the data. When you are running a business in a online platform, you have a lot of data where you can compare, you can analyze those data in comprise of other products, and you can understand where your product is standing according to the market situation, so you can do the data analysis on an online platform. Third is the process. When you automate this process in your business module, it modifies or it simplifies the complexity of the business and becomes more and more easier for the business as well as for the customer, because nowadays every consumer requires an easy interface whenever they are visiting to your website or an app. This is a tendency of every person who's looking out or to purchase something on an online platform. Last is the organizational change. When I'm talking about an organizational change, a customer wants some improvisation into your particular product. So if you have to improvise that product, how would you do? You have to make some changes in the organization, and whereas you have to give that improvisation effect in that product, so you have different people, you have to change the cycle so that your product should be improvised and you can deliver a much good product to the consumer, so that he or she should be satisfied with your product and with your business. Third is the second slide comes out. What is the actual importance of digitalization? When we are talking about the importance of digitalization, digitalization importance have it's in a personal life also as well as in a business life. So first point which comes into my mind, it increases the efficiency. How it increases that it protects all the records, whatever it is, records of your data about your company, about your products. And if something happens, like if there is a disaster or it some losses happen, but still you have that luxury to fix those errors and you can retrieve those data. But in a traditional way of method, this is not possible. If a paper is missed from your data, you have to create a new one, entirely new one that goes with the further papers. So that is why the traditional method doesn't have this luxury to do it. And whereas digital tool have this benefit, or you can say have this importance while you use this digital tool in your business model. Second point is, which I think about, is the retention of the customer. In every business, in every industry, consumers are always there because consumers, we required lot good amount of consumers for your business. So that is what we required, because we can retain those customers if we retain those potential customers for our business, for our industry. So the one or two plus points which comes around, that when we try to help the customer with the complaint or the query, this customer will be happy with the service and will also recommend your website to the other people, as well as they will tell the other people to do the repeat purchases. They will also do the repeat purchases, and in this way your business growth will grow up. And secondly, you have a good customer base for your business, for your industry sector. So that is why the retention of customers are really, really important. And that is why the digital tool comes into the picture, where it helps the consumers to get through each and every difficulty if they are facing into it. And the people will be very while not wasting their time, they can do it everything in a digital way, whether it is a purchasing or something, or they are looking about some details or anything. That is the importance of that digital tool, that they can get the information on an online platform instead of going here and there to get that part of that particular product or the brand or the company. Second is the examples of digitalization. When I'm talking about the examples of digitalization, there are a lot of examples. But for me, and nowadays, nobody wants to carry a when they are going for a meeting or something. So nobody wants to carry that bunch of papers with them. So what is the most convenient way that it should be an online? So whatever the papers are there, they can convert into the PDF file, and they can try it when they are into the business trip or something, and when they have to explain about the project or about the brand or about the product. So they can just show it on the laptop, and that makes it easier, because you can have more and more accuracy over there. And we will be, the trying of the business person will try to able to show the each and every aspect of the brand or the company or the product. So that is what all required when you are trying it in a business module. But in a personal module, if we see, we can use as a wallet, we can use as we are serving something, and to understand what is the product all about, we can get all the information about the brand, about anything. Or if we are filling any application for loan or for school or for the universities, that makes it easier. Instead of standing in the queues, we can do it from home itself and without wasting much time. So that is why digital tool has its own impact, has its own importance, has its own definition, which is according to today's market situation, which is a really, really important tool if you're running a business on an online platform. Now we come to the advantages of the digitalization. In the session, you came to know about the scenario, you came to know about the methods of digital tool. What is the difference between of the digital method and the traditional method? Then came to know about what is the definition of digitalization. Then you came to know about the importance, then examples. Now we have come to this last phase of this particular session, that is of digitalization. We are coming to know about the advantages, where it is a time saving. You all know, when you're surfing, when you're sitting at home or in office, you can see all the things, all the deals, all the information about the product. If you're buying it, cost saving, because you're not traveling from one place to another, you're sitting in one place and getting all the information about the purchase, about the deals, about the product, about the company, about the brand. Everything you're getting in one shot. Third is accuracy, because in a digital tool, it gives more and more accuracy when you are looking about any product or a brand. Then is the easy distribution, when you are talking about, when you have to give a new feature, or you need to tell about there is a new product launch for your company. You can easily do it with the social media platform. You don't need to wait that you have to create a pamphlets and go over there and distribute it. You can just put it on a social media, because now it's social media, everybody is there in that particular media, where they can have new things, they can explore. Because nowadays the exploration is the main part, where you can always try to explore new things, explore the new product or the company, and get more and more information. So that is why easy distribution, you can do it through social media. Then it is a secure, which I have already said in a previous slide, that all the documents which you are saving on an online platform, they are really secure. If something happened, you still have that benefit to retrieve it. You can fix those errors, and you can able to save all the data which you have according to your product, brand, and whatever the data you have. Increase in products, which I told, if you retain the potential customers for your business, that makes it a repeat purchases, that makes your business grow, that also improves your customer base for your business. So that is why these points are really, really important. But when you see in a traditional way of method, these are not there. These points are not there, and they don't have those luxuries which they can apply in a business. But in addition to, while applying on an online business platform, these advantages comes to you, and it makes your business life more and more easy. It makes it easier for consumers as well. So that is why what I told, digital tool has its own impact, has its own definition, has its own success. If you apply it in a business model, it is really, really good, I would suggest. Now we come to the end of the session, where you always be waiting for some case study. I have got another case study in today's session, which deals with a QR code. You already know what is QR code, and which makes it easier for you. So today I'm going to explain about how it is really easy when we are talking about our case study today. So, today's case study is based on of videographers and photography. So, when you're talking about this QR code, the question comes into your mind: how it helps the in the business of photography and the videography. So some people are probably in this particular field. So now you have something in your mind. What is the scope of this QR code in this particular business? So there are challenges. So one of the biggest challenges in this industry is a marketing, because uh, this business is not that much explored, or it is not that much expanded into the market. But how to overcome it through this QR code, we will try to learn in this particular session. So how do we overcome is the first question which comes everybody's mind who are in this particular business. I don't know, many people would be in this business. So to overcome this challenge, this QR code for photography and the videographer are an excellent tool. to the market business and to service this in a very unique ways in this digital area. They can serve it in a very unique way. So in this industry belongs to very competitive industry where the people who want to hire someone with more experience and who are notable to this field, uh, so that leaving the photographer and videographer who are new to this. So everybody in this business want to hire very experienced people so that it makes its business more and more good rather than taking the new ones. So who are experienced, we are always, when you are in this business, you always look for an experienced people, for a trained people. So for this industry, self-marketing is really most important thing, because you have to, any field or any industry or any business, self-marketing is also an important part for your business. So why it is really important to gain more clients, more work, and to overcome these challenges, you have to use this QR code to make it more and more easier for the clients to have a look for your work. So the first thing which in my mind comes to it, how do you showcase your resume to the clients? You have done a lot of things and you have to showcase it so that you can get hired for the business, or you get that business from that particular client. So, what should be your aim? So, that's what I'm going to explain. The main aim of this resume is to give it a summary for your accomplishments and experience and the skills, because that is really important when you are getting hired or you are getting a business from the client. And since you're a photographer, nothing can show your skills better than your captured images. That you all know, when you show your images, how do you capture, how do you make the things more beautiful. So these are the skills which you need to showcase to the client. But the main thing which comes into your mind, that how would we add these images to the resume? It's a really impossible. It's when we think in such a way, it is not possible that we can attach those things in the resume, because they have a very limited space in the resume that you can print all these. So, what you do instead of, how do you exhibit your work? So, you can do a small addition where, when you're talking about, the small addition can be done in your resume through QR code. So you can create this QR code that links to your image gallery of the pictures you have taken, and add this QR code to your resume, so that it will also help you to showcase your work. Because it's really easy when you just attach this QR code to the image gallery, and when the client see your resume and he just scans it, so he can get a wide range of your photography skills and everything. Then he will able to understand what are your capabilities, what you are able to do in this particular industry. So that is why videographers and photographers are have to showcase whatever they are doing, and there should be a resume, and with that resume and QR code should be attached. Now my second thing which comes, why do videographers and photographers need this QR code? This is one thing when you showcase your resume. Now this question comes, why do we need it? There are different ways to showcase it. So this QR code has its potential. It has more and more potential. These QR codes can direct the scanners to the website, to the social media and other platform, allowing the photographers and videographers to provide more and more information about their business to the client easily. Because when you are doing a business on an online platform, you always like that your client should see all your work, even not on your website but also in social media platform and other platform where your work is being exhibited. That's why the QR code is really important. So you can place this QR code for this particular photography and videography, where they have the online and offline campaigns such as printing ads. The QR code, by scanning this QR code, people can easily see your work and have an access to your work, which is really, really important for every business. Every sector have that intention that the client should see their work, should have the access about the work, what they are doing, what are their skills, what are their capabilities for this particular industry, because everybody wants the good people into their industry. They want more and more experience rather than taking a new ones, because in the experience you get more and more things to be done. You get a more and more enhancement while you are in this particular industry. So, how can a videographer and photographer use this QR code for marketing this business? Everybody has, who are in this particular field, have this one question: how can we do a marketing in this particular industry? So, one of the things for this industry taken for granted is building an online presentation, because it is always there that we have to build an online exhibit for the clients. So, this online world is really advancing rapidly, and most of the people now spend a lot of time in the internet, and the internet is used in all the aspect, and it is always, or you can say it is often used to buy products and inquire about the products. You all know about that. Even if I am in your place, I would be doing the same thing. I would be going and searching a new products and buying it and going for the inquiry. So this having the strong, this online have a very strong presence in such a good way to promote and market your photography and a videography business. So that is why, because the people are in social media right now, and if you exhibit your work on these platform, it helps to promote more and more business, because you have that benefit. If you are on a Facebook, you have that option that you can just promote your page, or you can promote your business. So you have that presence in an online platform where you can just try to get more and more clients. So one way is to have a strong internet presentation, and it is through blogs. So when we are talking about the presence, the promotion, so you can write about the blogs, about your business, about your stories, about many things you can write when you are talking about your business or your skills. So, how do we do that? You can do it by constantly posting these blogs. You're telling the people to Google to know your site and business and active. That helps your site makes more visible to the people. So, by posting the blogs, also allows the customer to know more about your business and the quality of the service which you are providing to your client, because this is the main thing which clients always require, that what services you're giving, what is your major area of expertise, and what are your skills for this particular industry. So that is why the promotion and the blogs are really, really important. You can also add customer stories who have taken your services. You can add that in your site, so that whenever you get a client and who's viewing your page, the client can view each and everything, have an access of the work what you have done till now, which all every sector requires. So, how do we do it instantly? You can just display this QR code to your business to boost online presence when you have it on an online platform. So, you can easily just promote it by displaying this QR code. QR code helps in many such ways, because QR code is a trending tool which we use in digitalization, which makes it more and more easier for the business person. So, how do you make your work standard? How do you make that your work is the most capable from other people? That is, every person has this tendency or the thinking, you can say, because everybody wants to be first in the race. That is the main thing when we are talking about. So how would these photographers and videographers do it? You can click amazing pics for the clients, create an album over there, and hand it over. Right. So when you're handing this, uh, you are going a step ahead when you are creating an album and giving it to the client. So how do you make it in a unique way? So you are offering something that makes your service unique. You want to make it unique for the client. So how would you do it? For example, that along with your regular album, you can offer a card to your customer, and by this card provide them a digital album. When you're providing, see, many people want to see it, because in a business nobody has that time to see it a physical album. But when you're presenting your album, you can do it as a digital. So while displaying that QR code, uh, because many times you can't carry that actual album or something, so you have that card where you can just display this QR code, where when the client scans it, he gets to the final page where your album is. He can look out the amazing pics which you have taken with the videos, you can see it. So this is the easiest way you can provide. This is a unique, everybody doesn't carry the actual album with them, because many people, if I see from a client point of view, that okay, the client is sitting in this place and he doesn't have that much of time to see all the pictures. So you should expect that this is a digital image and you can just scan it, and wherever you are going, you can just have a look. So in this way, it saves the time for the client as well as for the photographers and the videographers for the same. So that is why the digital album is really, really important to include in your business to happen, get more and more business. So now we were talking about this. So social media also came into the same picture, uh, where you can, when you are availing the services, you can get discounts, when you're seeing a lot of products and the things. So when you because nowadays many people are doing business on social media itself, so they, whatever you do a first buy, so you get a discount of 10% or 15%. But in this particular business, you can show off your work through this social media platform. This is a one point you can also add, because website is one thing, but many people nowadays only have a time in social media and they are trying to explore new and new things. So you can just show off, or you can just exhibit your work on a social media platform. So the social media platform are the great tools to leverage to showcase your work, which is really, really important. It is also an efficient way to attract more potential clients. So this social media encourages the referrals also. But when you are buying something or the product, they always ask you the referral for the same, so that when the people are especially buying a service or a product, if they like if they like your product or what, any work, it means that it should be, that they are trying to buy your service. When they really like your product or a brand or a service, it is more likely in social media that they are willing to buy your service or the product. So you need to determine, like there are different social media platform, you need to monitor that how many people are going to your in these particular pages, and then you can determine where to put your post for the your services in which platform. Then you will able to understand how many people are visiting to those platforms, and you can showcase the work, because you have to determine this part. In social media you can put it in, say, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anyway, but you need to check in which platform the persons are coming more and viewing your work and the service as well. And so in such a way you have to put the discount in that particular platform, so that you can get more and more business as well as more and more clients into that particular page. So the last point comes into to get the feedback for your work. Everybody wants, even an individual, if you're talking about, or in a corporate or anywhere in a business, you all want a feedback for your work. So the customer feedback is really important for, I'm saying, for any business, for any individual. It tells you what are you doing right and what not. So where you need, and it also makes you understand where you need to improve in your business or in your individual projects or anyway, because every sector, every business wants a feedback, wants to understand how to improvise it. Because when the clients gives a feedback or the review about your work, so it makes it easier because it gives a ranks, it gives a reviews, it makes it understand where are you lacking, where are you have a good expertise. So that's why feedback is really important. So, how do we need that to make it easier for the clients? Because when you are saying about the customer feedback, so the most important thing, how do we get it easily? It is either when the person are buying your services or when the service is complete, you can just attach a QR code where they just can fill it online and make it easier. They don't have to go in a number of places to give the feedback. So QR code can be displayed on the bills as well as when the service is completed, you can just post a QR code on the mail so that they can just fill out the feedback, and then you can understand what the customer requires, what improvisation they required in your business, and where it needed much more improvement. So that is why you can attach on the bills either, or you can, when the service is completed, you can attach that QR code to fill by the customers. So this can be an online task, and which makes it easier for both business as well as the consumer. So these things you can involve into it to showcase your resume when you are going to take a business from the client or something. You need to show it through the resume. You can display that QR code for your image gallery. Second, you can use this the social media platform, which is really really important. Then and you can showcase your service in every platform so that it makes it easier for the clients as well as for the business, and try to take the feedback as well as you will able to give the uh, try to make your work stand out in the entire with in comparison to the other people. So this is really really important that these points you can add social media platforms, you can showcase your work, you can have a digital album, you can have social media, you can have digital album, a lot of many things where you can offer discounts to your services who are doing the first purchase, get the customer feedback for your services. So that is what, if you are in this particular business, just try to include these steps to make it more and more easier for the business as well as for the consumers. So this is the session which is deal with the QR code, and it deals with the industry of videographers and the photography business. So this is our session for this QR code with this case study. So now I'm going to just explain about myself. I'm working with Uxlivinglab, which only execute the qualitative and quantitative research for the clients for their product, process, and services. And we try to innovate. We try to give the strategy to improvise the product or the services according to the market situation. If you want to learn about more about our company, how it works, what are the features, what are the pricing, you can just let me know. I would be providing a link to the Facebook page for the calendar where you can just book an appointment and get to know more about this company. Or you do you have any suggestion, or do you have any part that you want me to present as a case study, you can just also drop by. And if you want to learn more about the pricing or the features of this particular things, about what we do, what are the products, you can just let me know. I will help you out in this case. So I will be back by the next week with another case study. Thank you for joining us.